An official investigation into illegal surrogacy clinics in Beijing began recently when city authorities were alerted by reporters at China's national broadcaster CCTV to the operation of these clinics. An investigative program revealed that the Zhuoyue Medical Beauty Clinic in downtown Beijing has been providing illegal reproductive services to couples over the past 6 years. Calling itself the Hong Kong Fuqian Group, the clinic told undercover reporters that it grows about 300 embryos annually. Posing as prospective parents, the reporters were told by a salesman for the group that the clinic was registered as a hospital, but he said quite openly it has no qualifications or license to carry out this assisted reproductive technique of surrogacy. A list of surrogate mothers and payment records were also found in the clinic. The whole process reportedly costs over $160,000 or $32,000 on top of that if the couple insist on having a boy. And even in the case of a miscarriage, a $48,000 down payment would be forfeit by the customer. The program said surrogate mothers, mainly college students recruited online, were paid between $27,000 and $37,000. Now, the law in China does allow assisted reproduction in certain approved hospitals, but the use of in vitro fertilization to implant embryos in surrogate mothers is completely banned. The program has caused quite a stir online. So to hear how net users are reacting to it, let's now cross over to the newsroom and our researcher, Esther Dunn. Well, Esther, so first of all, what sort of general reaction are you seeing from net users to this expose, I suppose, of an illegal surrogacy service? How much do they know about it?
Well, based on the comments I've seen, it seems that despite this being billed as an expose, the whole area seemed to be an open secret, which a lot of people already know about. And actually, when I type in surrogacy agency on Baidu.com, China's biggest search engine, and there are plenty of links to organizations offering this kind of service. This poster on Sohu.com is one of many who are in the know. See, I'd already heard about this service a long time ago. And this poster from Henan on the same site can even name one specific agency. In Wuhan, the surrogacy industry operates on quite a large scale, and the biggest agency is AA69.com. Check out this website, you will find lots of information. But there are still a certain number of posters for whom it's still all a bit of an eye-opener, like Han Shigongzi, who says, "What? Looking for surrogate mothers to give birth? Come on, without the birth certificate, how can they possibly dare to have babies? I'm completely shocked."
Then what do net users think has given rise to the booming success of this industry, especially as it doesn't come cheap?
Well, official figures show that about 10 to 15% of couples trying to have a child in China are infertile. And that means that every year there are about 1 million people who might be in the market for assisted reproduction. And for a certain number of this, the only way they can have a child is via surrogacy, even though it's illegal. And this Tianjin-based poster feels the market may be even larger. Actually, lots of single people also want to have a baby. And then Wang Yushu, a doctor from Beijing Maternal and Child Health Care Hospital, offers another reason. In approved hospitals, people have to show ID cards, marriage certificates, and birth certificates if they want to use assisted reproductive technologies. But on the black market, a simple ID card is enough. And those couples who already have babies but still want more, say a third child, are turned away by approved hospitals, so they turn to these surrogacy clinics. And finally, a comment on the Guangzhou Daily even claims that some people are just too busy. It says, in Shenzhen, lots of customers in these clinics are high earners in their late 30s or 40s. They usually have an annual salary of about $160,000, and they are too busy with their work and don't want to waste a year or two giving birth themselves.
Okay, Esther, as we said, while assisted reproduction is allowed in certain approved settings, surrogacy is illegal in China. But what kind of risks do these clinics run? What are the penalties that they could face?
Well, on this question, I'd like to share remarks from Lu Ming, an official from the Beijing Health Bureau. First, an illegal medical institution will be closed down, have all earnings and medical equipment confiscated, and pay a fine of $1,600 or so. Second, for legal medical institutions which carry out assisted reproductive services that they are not approved for, there is a fine of not more than $500. Third, legitimate hospitals which conduct banned procedures such as surrogacy, embryo sales, or prenatal gender selection can face a fine of not more than $5,000. And as you can imagine, many users complain that compared with the huge profits, the fines are ludicrously small.
Now, in the face of all this and practices elsewhere in the world, and of course the market demand here in China, do net users feel there is a case for legalizing surrogacy?
Well, opinions on this question are clearly divided. One camp say if the market demand exists, then legalization is the way to go, like this anonymous poster on 163.com. I hope surrogacy will be legalized in China so that more and more infertile couples can have babies. And Tian Fang writes on FZYFC.com. Surrogacy is a decision made by the parties involved after negotiation, and they don't harm anyone else or society. And this ban on surrogacy will only result in a rampant black market, while the other side are concerned about the negative consequences and say the ban can't be lifted. One typical example is this take on ChinaKing.com. Surrogacy goes against the people's customs and social order, and it will cause chaos in terms of social relations.
Right, now finally, Esther, putting aside that debate, now that Beijing authorities have sort of investigated the surrogacy industry, is there an expectation that the situation will actually change?
Well, more hope than expectation, I think. And that's even the view of the authorities themselves. Speaking to the media, they warned that because surrogacy involves high technology and people's privacy, and the deals are done in the dark, investigations are not that easy to carry out. And they also said that lots of illegal clinics are quick to disappear. In fact, on several occasions, when the investigating team arrives at the site where it's thought surrogate pregnancies are being facilitated, the clinics have closed down already.
Okay, thanks for looking into that for us, Esther. And that was China Tech researcher Esther Dong looking at reaction to those surrogacy clinics operating illegally in the capital, Beijing. Next up here on China Tech, some of the top trending phrases on China's most popular search engines.